What if I told you the entire job of a research analyst, the web searches, the data synthesis, the report writing can now be triggered by a single API call? Welcome to Times of AI, and today we are not just looking at another AI update from Google, but we are analyzing a meaningful shift in how knowledge work gets done, breaking down the two new autonomous agents they just launched and giving you the framework to evaluate and deploy them. This is about deep research and deep research maths. And here's a quick distinction. Deep research is built for speed and low latency tasks, immediate responses within a conversation workflow, and deep research maths is built with for deeper use cases or additional compute time to produce more thorough and asynchronous analysis. And if you're in any business that runs on information, you need to understand what each one actually does and where it fits. I've been tracking this agent space closely, and this release from Google is where the architecture starts to matter for real enterprise workflows. To understand why this matters, we need to look at what changed. And for years, AI assistants were useful for fetching public information, but they had no access to the data where your real competitive advantage lives, your proprietary systems. But that changes here. And Google's new agents built on Gemini 3.1 Pro introduce Model Context Protocol or MCP support. And this is a meaningful architectural step, not an incremental one. Think of MCP as a standardized connection layer. A single agent can now be given a task and will autonomously plan, execute research across both the open web and your private internal data, your Salesforce records, your internal wikis, financial databases, or any proprietary feed you connect. And the agents also support multimodal inputs. So think of PDFs, CSVs, images, audio, video. They include collaborative planning before the research run begins and real-time streaming of intermediate steps. And they can generate native charts and infographics as part of the output. So critically, you can also disable web access entirely and restrict your agent to your internal data only, an important control for sensitive workflows. So what does this mean in practice? The agents move far beyond search. A single task can produce a fully sourced, structured analysis with supporting visuals, work that previously required a team of analysts across multiple tools and data sources. And this is what shifts these tools from conversational AI to genuine autonomous research workflows. So what are the strategic implications for smaller organizations? Connecting these agents to proprietary data could significantly reduce the cost and time involved in producing research quality output. Market analysis, competitive intelligence, due diligence that would otherwise would have taken external resources. So this article's own example, an overnight cron job that delivers a full due diligence report to an analyst team by morning. Uh, so for large enterprises, the more important question is data connectivity. So MCP lets you connect these agents to your institutional knowledge, the proprietary data that no competitor can access. And that's the structural advantage here. So the agents don't just synthesize public information, they synthesize your information at scale on demand. But the second order implication is also worth naming. The premium will increasingly feel on the human skill of asking the right strategic questions. The AI handles the research execution. You need to own the framing. So now, how do we move from understanding this to actually deploying it? Here is a practical three-step framework. First, audit your data assets. What unique information flows through your organization? Customer support logs, manufacturing data, internal research repositories, closed market feeds. Identify specific data sets that would give an AI agent a meaningful analytical edge no public model can replicate on its own. Second, match the agent to the task. So use standard deep research for immediate low latency needs, competitive snapshots, quick briefings, real-time support for sales or client calls. Reserve deep research max for asynchronous high-stakes work, quarterly strategic reviews, M&A due diligence, investigative research that benefits from deeper compute time. Getting the sequencing right helps. You build internal confidence and demonstrate clear ROI early. And the third is a prototype with a precise question. Both agents are accessible today through the paid Gemini API in public preview. Don't wait for a perfect use case. Start with one critical business question and connect a sample of your data. The goal of the first test is not a polished report. It is to identify connections and patterns your current workflow would have missed. That's how you pressure test the value for your specific context. Looking ahead, here are the two views I would put forward. First, within the next 12 to 18 months, assigning a research agent to produce a briefing or analysis would become a standard step in fast-moving enterprise teams as routine scheduling a meeting. Second, the meaningful differentiator will not be which AI tools a company uses, but how deeply these tools are integrated with institutional data and internal workflows. Organizations that treat these agents as standalone software will get incremental value, but those that build them into core research and decision support workflows will see compounding returns. This is a significant deployment moment. The capabilities are available now, the API is open, and the organization that begin testing and integrating today will have a meaningful head start on understanding what these agents can actually do inside their specific data environment. And what's the first analysis you task deep research with? I'd be interested in use cases in the comments. And this is Times of AI. We just don't report news. We give you strategic lens to act on it. Thank you for listening.